Okay, it's thoughtful thinking time. Today's word of the day, gratitude. Because a lot of you children need to learn how to be grateful. Alright, so we all know what gratitude is, right? It's just being grateful, being thankful. So why am I talking about this? Recently, I've just been living life as usual, and the more I think about it, the more I notice about how people nowadays just tend to overlook literally everything around them, especially if it comes to something very small or minuscule. There's this sort of nature that we all have. We're always constantly wanting, especially with when so there's this sort of nature that we all have, We're always constantly wanting, especially with what media portrays nowadays. All those visual elements that are so attractive to the human eye. We're always wanting, we're never happy with what we have. So I kind of just want to make this video to sort of provide a sort of alternative point of view to further emphasize what gratitude really is, So this goes out to everyone, to the viewers, to me too as well, because I feel like we all need some sort of slap on the wrist, like a reality check, to really remind us that being grateful is something that we should all do. So we kind of already know the general ideas revolving around gratitude. For starters, being grateful is just morally correct. What do I mean by this? Simplistically, you feel good, other people feel good, and everybody receives something in the end. A lot of the times, all of the things that you tend to overlook are what other people long for. That saying, like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. That stuff's mad real, man. With that being said, there's always that one person who wants to be in your position. And, generally, I just want to believe that gratitude always wins in the end, in the long run, Oh, what the heck, I'm recording? With like being grateful, I want to say that gratitude can be much deeper than, what you really think. So let's stray away from the general thoughts where people want to be in your position, stuff like that. No, we're done with that. We're going to focus on the individual specifically. You, me, anyone watching this. Being grateful for the things you wouldn't normally think about is a product of self-awareness. It's a component to living a much more prosperous life. And because of gratitude, your point of view begins to change. With your point of view, you begin to spot a lot more things in your life. You begin to spot differences, advancements, some detriments, And the first thing you should probably look at is your motivation. Gratitude gives you a place to start. You begin to see, like I said earlier, you get to see the things, the smaller details revolving all around you. And because of that, you are given, I want to say, many more options that branch off of that, especially when it comes to your self-awareness, because I feel like that whole detail spotting thing is very important when you're trying to live your life. You need that self-awareness to progress with the things that you're working on. But you know what? Speaking of a place to start, you see that there? As I'm recording this, I got 58 subscribers. I've got 58 of the finest people on earth connected to my videos. Now, to me, I think that's pretty sick. No, do you think? If you consider yourself fine, consider subscribing and prove it. So not only motivation, but your effort also changes. Generally, I like to think that with gratitude, your effort for tending to the smaller things in your life, it creates a much more solid foundation for not just your mental state, but the potential these elements produce because of your care for them. So, for example, being grateful for one employee and taking good care of them is much better than completely neglecting, many of them, right? At least that's what I want to believe. When you're taking care of your one employee, you pay them well, you give them a very healthy environment for them to work in, and they're happy. They want to keep working for you. They want to do a much better job for you because you take care of them. And that creates better results. Versus, you have many employees The environment is very unhealthy. You're neglecting them. You give them so much more work for them to handle, and they're not happy. What are the possible chances? First things first, they probably do a much worse job because they feel the pressure. Second, perhaps your company or whatever, your group, gets a bad rep, and that would probably prevent more people coming in to work for you. You know, worst case scenario, people quit on you. They give up on you, and eventually you won't have people to work with, and you have to deal with all of the stresses by yourself. Seems pretty logical to me. Don't you think so? You know, now that I've mentioned other people, I also want to believe that gratitude can create an impact on others. This reciprocates back to the fact that people are always wanting. Because of that, you know, they want to go to people who have the position that they want. So when they see you in prosperity, of course they'd come to you. They want your answers, you know. They want you to know, how do you produce such results? How do you stay motivated? It's all a cycle. It's a cycle that focuses on you alone, as well as the potential and impact that you can create in this world. And finally, you know, gratitude is just a good feeling to have. I also want to believe that gratitude is one of the most important things that you should have in your life, as well as one of the keys to, you know about yourself more. You know, with that self-awareness that you have from being grateful for everything, you can see what you can do, what you can't do, you know, what you can focus on, etc., etc. Your position is much more identified, which also gives you so many more opportunities to branch out from. Let's talk about me. To be honest, I'm not very good at speeches. That's why you see these videos like cut so many times. There's so many cuts in these videos. You know, although I'm not very good at it, you know, I'm just very grateful for the fact that I even have the remote chance of, you know, to be able to articulate these thoughts that I have to the point where, you know, people can barely understand them. Like, that in itself to me is very valuable. And so I can just see what I want to do, how I can improve on it, you know, look at all the weaknesses, all my strengths, and just progress from there. But yeah, I think that's it for the video. You know, honestly, I've actually written a script this time. Look at that. I'm much more prepared now. It's just me being human, man. Doing whatever I can to produce the best that I want. You know, start being grateful. You're going to need it. I indubitably believe that gratitude always wins in the end. You need it to know about yourself. You need it to know about your surroundings, how to progress. And you need it to just be happy. We all want to be happy. So, you know, for starters, you can always thank the first person dearest to you. I believe with that, your road is paved. You have a path to go to, and you can progress to whatever you want. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, I'm gonna be very thankful for it, because every ounce of support is what drives me to make these videos to another degree. But yeah, be grateful, you goddamn monkeys. Peace.